Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of United States, 6 most valuable and expensive Washington quarters. These coins may look like ordinary quarters at first glance, but their unique history, rare minting details, and limited surviving numbers have pushed their values to incredible heights. This breakdown will give you a deeper look at how certain Washington quarters stand apart as some of the most desirable and valuable coins in American history. First up, we're exploring one of the most fascinating and historically important coins in United States history, the rare Washington quarter bicentennial, minted in 1976 with the Denver D mint mark. This coin was issued as part of America's 200th anniversary celebrations of the Declaration of Independence, and while millions were produced, a very small portion of them, especially in specific conditions or with unique attributes, stand out as exceptionally valuable. Even when found in very dirty or circulated condition, these bicentennial quarters have captured the imagination of collectors and continue to be sought after as both a piece of history and a financial treasure. The story of the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter begins in the mid-1970s when the United States prepared to celebrate its 200th anniversary of independence. To commemorate the milestone, the U.S. Mint launched a special series of coins, including the quarter, half dollar, and dollar, each bearing unique reverse designs. The Washington quarter, traditionally struck with its eagle reverse since 1932, was given a brand new patriotic design specifically for the bicentennial. The Denver Mint, marked by the D mint mark, played a critical role in supplying coins for circulation across the western states. While these coins were widely distributed and used in everyday transactions, their commemorative nature gave them instant collector appeal, ensuring they would be preserved more often than typical quarters of the era. Looking closer at the design, the obverse of the coin retains the familiar bust of George Washington, a design first introduced by John Flanagan in 1932. However, just beneath Washington's portrait, instead of a single date, you will see the dual date 1776 to 1976, marking the nation's bicentennial. On the reverse, designer Jack L. R.'s winning submission depicts a colonial drummer standing proudly with a torch encircled by 13 stars, representing the original colonies. The image evokes the spirit of America's fight for independence and remains one of the most beloved commemorative designs ever placed on U.S. coinage. This unique combination of patriotic symbolism, dual dating, and temporary replacement of the traditional eagle design sets the bicentennial quarter apart as a coin with unmistakable historical resonance. When it comes to rarity, most bicentennial quarters from the Denver Mint were struck in massive quantities, over 860 million in total. However, what makes certain examples rare and expensive is not the sheer mintage, but the condition, errors, and survival of specific high-grade coins. In very dirty or heavily circulated form, they are usually only worth face value. But once you step into uncirculated grades, proof strikes, or rare varieties such as double dies or off-center strikes, the prices rise sharply. Additionally, coins struck on 40% silver planchets, available in special collector sets, are far scarcer and command strong premiums today. This is why finding one that has survived decades in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, is such a challenge and a prize for collectors. Demand for bicentennial quarters remains consistently strong because they appeal to multiple groups of collectors. They are a cornerstone of the Washington Quarter series, but they also hold a special place in the broader world of U.S. commemorative coinage. For many, these coins serve as both a reminder of America's founding spirit and a nostalgic connection to the country's bicentennial celebrations. Unlike regular quarters, which blend into change jars, the bicentennial design immediately catches the eye and sparks curiosity. This universal recognition ensures that collectors, whether beginners or seasoned experts, are drawn to the coin. It is not unusual for this specific Denver-minted bicentennial quarter to be highlighted as one of the most important transitional issues in the entire quarter dollar series. Turning to market value, the range is wide and depends heavily on grade, condition, and type. Circulated and very dirty examples generally trade for 25 cents, essentially face value, but in higher grades they can climb quickly. Uncirculated mint state coins from Denver often bring between $700 and $1,500 depending on luster and strike quality. High-grade examples, certified MS-66 or MS-67, can sell for $8,000 to several $100s. Rare error coins or high-grade silver planchet bicentennial quarters can fetch several hundred to over $1,000 at auction, especially when authenticated by reputable grading services. The record prices for Denver bicentennial quarters show just how much collectors are willing to pay when condition and rarity intersect. The 1776 to 1976 bicentennial Washington quarter with the Denver D Mint mark is more than just pocket change. It is a piece of American history. Its commemorative design, historical background, and enduring demand make it a must-have for any serious collector. For those who appreciate both history and numismatics, this coin stands out as a timeless collectible that bridges the gap between everyday money and national memory. Stay tuned, because in our next video we will be exploring another rare and valuable coin that continues to surprise collectors with its rising value. And secondly, we're exploring a coin transforms into one of the most valuable and sought-after quarters in recent memory. The 1999 Connecticut State Quarter, a coin that belongs to the very first year of the monumental 50 state quarters program. While billions of these quarters were minted, setting a record for production, the specific coin we're discussing is an extraordinary anomaly. This isn't just any Connecticut quarter. This is a coin that was struck on a special planchet, a wrong metal error of monumental proportions that creates a coin with a unique, dark, and incredibly dirty appearance that is anything but ordinary. This accidental creation is what makes it so profoundly collectible and valuable, a true error coin that slipped through the mint's quality control and into the hands of fortunate collectors. The year 1999 was a landmark moment for the United States Mint. It marked the launch of the 50 State Quarters program, a decade-long initiative that would capture the nation's imagination and get millions of people casually looking at their change. The Philadelphia Mint was tasked with producing an enormous number of coins to meet the anticipated demand. In the frantic pace of this historic first year, a minting error of incredible rarity occurred. A small number of quarter-dollar planchets, the blank discs of metal ready to be struck, were accidentally left without their standard copper-nickel cladding. These unfinished planchets, composed primarily of the inner copper core, were fed into the presses and stamped with the Connecticut design. The result was a coin that looked fundamentally different right out of the press, a coin that would quickly develop a dark, dirty, and reddish-brown appearance due to the exposed copper being so susceptible to oxidation and environmental damage. The design itself is beautiful and symbolic. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington, a design that has graced the quarter since 1932. The reverse is where the state-specific design comes to life, depicting the charter oak, a massive white oak tree that became a legendary symbol of American independence. According to folklore, in 1687, colonists hid Connecticut's royal charter within the tree to prevent it from being confiscated by the English governor-general. The design meticulously shows the majestic tree, with the inscriptions "The Charter Oak" along the bottom and Connecticut 1788, the year it ratified the U.S. Constitution and gained statehood, on our featured error coin. However, these fine details are not rendered in the typical silver-gray color, but are instead struck in a dark, coppery brown, with the high points often showing a different tone than the deeply dirty fields, creating a stunning and stark visual contrast. The rarity of this specific error coin, the 1999 Connecticut quarter on a copper planchet, cannot be overstated. It is considered one of the great modern mint errors. While exact numbers are unknown and fiercely debated, experts believe only a handful of these coins truly exist, perhaps no more than 10 to 20 examples. Their survival rate is another critical factor. These coins, made of pure copper without a protective cladding, began to tone and deteriorate almost immediately upon entering circulation. They were subjected to the elements, pocket wear, and chemical reactions that turned them a deep, dark, and very dirty brown. Finding one that hasn't been cleaned or damaged further is a monumental challenge, and the condition is a key part of its story and its value. Each known example is a unique artifact of a minting mistake. Within the context of the State Quarters series, this coin stands entirely apart. The entire series is collected for its beautiful designs and historical significance, but this error variant transcends that. It is not sought after for its design, but for its monumental minting mistake. It is the crown jewel of the entire program, a coin that every advanced error collector and state quarter enthusiast dreams of owning. It stands out not as a representative of Connecticut, but as a representative of one of the most dramatic and valuable production errors in modern U.S. minting history. Its status is legendary, making it the ultimate prize for anyone specializing in this immensely popular series. When discussing the market value of this coin in today's terms, we are dealing with figures that are astonishing for a modern quarter. Due to its extreme rarity and immense demand, prices are consistently high at major auction houses. A specimen in the heavily worn, dark, and dirty condition that is typical for these planchet errors can easily command between $10,000 and $25,000, and sometimes even more. The value is heavily dependent on the specific appearance of the coin's surfaces, the strength of the strike, and the nature of its toning and environmental damage. A coin that has been professionally authenticated and graded by either PCGS or NGC will, of course, fetch the highest prices, as this guarantees its authenticity, which is paramount with such a valuable error. For those hoping to find one of these treasures, the hunt is admittedly a long shot, but not entirely impossible. You must focus intensely on the color and weight. A genuine example will feel slightly heavier than a normal quarter due to the different metal composition and will have that distinctive dark, dirty, ruddy brown color without any signs of silver. Do not clean any coin you suspect might be this error, as doing so will destroy its value and surface characteristics. Your best chance is to meticulously search through rolls of quarters, particularly from that early 1999 period, or to monitor coin shows and reputable online auction listings. The 1999 P. Connecticut State quarter struck on a copper planchet is far more than just spare change. It is a numismatic legend, a tangible piece of minting history that represents a rare and fascinating mistake during one of the most ambitious coin programs ever undertaken. Its incredible rarity, combined with its dramatic and dirty appearance, creates a compelling story that captures the interest of every level of collector, from the new hobbyist to the most seasoned veteran. It is a premier modern rarity, a coin whose appeal and value are assured for generations to come. And thirdly, we're talking about the ultra-rare and valuable United States, the 1984 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P. Mint mark stands as one of the more fascinating modern issues in the U.S. quarter dollar series, particularly for collectors who pursue coins with subtle rarity and historical depth. While at first glance it may seem like an ordinary circulating coin, its combination of design, history, and the occasional ultra-rare variety makes it a prized treasure within numismatic circles. Even when found in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, the coin retains strong appeal, as collectors recognize its place within the Washington quarter lineage and its increasing demand in today's market. The intrigue surrounding certain error varieties and high-grade examples from 1984 has only intensified, making this coin an object of desire for those who see it not merely as pocket change, but as a tangible piece of America's numismatic story. Historically, the 1984 Washington quarter occupies a significant chapter in U.S. coinage. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which had recently reintroduced the P. Mint mark on quarters starting in 1980 after decades of omission. This detail alone gave the coin added importance, signaling a new era of identification for the nation's most widely used denomination. The coin was part of the ongoing Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. By 1984, the series had become a staple of American coinage, bridging earlier silver compositions with the modern copper-nickel-clad issues. The coin also reflects its time, struck during an era of economic change in the United States, standing as both a workhorse of commerce and a collectible relic of its decade. In terms of unique features, the 1984 P. Washington quarter carries the familiar and iconic design by John Flanagan. The obverse showcases a left-facing bust of George Washington, with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1984, alongside the P. Mint mark identifying its origin from Philadelphia. The reverse bears the bold American eagle, wings outstretched, perched upon a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing both strength and peace. Measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5.67 grams, the copper-nickel-clad composition was standard for the era, yet the sharpness of detail in high-grade examples enhances the beauty of the design. Collectors particularly prize examples that exhibit strong strikes and minimal wear, as these showcase the artistry more vividly. Rarity plays a critical role in the value of the 1984 P quarter, particularly in exceptional condition or in the form of recognized mint errors. While the overall mintage was high, numbering in the hundreds of millions, pristine uncirculated coins are far scarcer due to the coin's role in everyday circulation. Additionally, varieties such as double-die errors or off-center strikes can elevate the coin from common to truly rare. Condition is paramount, as heavily circulated or dirty coins have little value beyond face, but gem-quality pieces certified by grading authorities can command significant premiums. This rarity in top condition drives collector enthusiasm, as it is increasingly difficult to locate flawless specimens from the mid-1980s. The market value of the 1984 P Washington quarter is where its true allure shines for serious collectors. While ordinary circulated examples carry minimal premium, high-grade certified coins or rare error varieties can reach values ranging from $1,000 to $8,000, depending on rarity and condition. Recent auction results and private sales confirm strong demand for top-tier examples, with prices steadily appreciating as collectors recognize the scarcity of well-preserved coins from this period. Historical significance, design, and condition combine to bolster value, and the steady upward trend suggests long-term investment potential for those who secure the right piece. For collectors looking to pursue the 1984 P Washington quarter, several strategies are essential. First, prioritize coins graded by reputable services such as PCGS or NGC, as certified grades provide assurance of authenticity and quality. Second, pay close attention to known varieties and errors, as these can dramatically increase desirability and price. Third, handle coins carefully, using protective holders or capsules to prevent damage, and avoid unnecessary cleaning or exposure that could diminish value. Engaging with fellow collectors, auction platforms, and numismatic communities will also provide valuable insights into trends and help identify opportunities to acquire high-grade or rare examples. The appeal of the 1984 P Washington quarter is not limited to its financial value, but extends to its role as a bridge between history, design, and collecting passion. It embodies the continuity of the Washington quarter series while offering collectors the thrill of discovery, particularly when rare varieties surface. Even in dirty or circulated condition, it serves as a reminder of the countless hands it has passed through, while pristine examples symbolize the survival of history against the odds. This duality gives the coin its enduring fascination among enthusiasts. Beyond its monetary worth, the 1984 P Washington quarter holds an almost symbolic place in numismatics as a representation of how modern coins can achieve classic status when rarity, condition, and historical context align. For many collectors, acquiring this coin is not just about its financial value, but about owning a piece of American history that reflects the nation's evolving minting practices and artistic traditions. Its scarcity in high grades and the thrill of hunting for rare error varieties transform it into more than a collectible. It becomes a challenge, a pursuit, and ultimately a rewarding addition that elevates any serious coin collection. The 1984 Philadelphia Washington quarter is much more than an ordinary coin. It is a captivating blend of artistry, history, and rarity. Its connection to the long-running Washington series, its symbolic design, and its occasional emergence as an ultra-rare variety make it a treasured collectible. With values that can reach thousands of dollars for the finest or most unusual examples, it continues to reward collectors who pursue it with patience and discernment. As a tangible connection to America's past and a prized gem in numismatics, the 1984 P quarter remains a coin of lasting appeal and enduring significance. And fourthly, we're going to explore the most valuable and rare. The 1974 no mint mark Washington quarter is a fascinating and highly sought-after piece that captivates numismatists with its unique place in American coinage history. This particular coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, stands as a prized treasure for collectors due to a specific and compelling anomaly. While millions of quarters were produced that year, the allure of this issue lies not in its typical circulation strikes, but in a special subset that tells a story of transition and error, making it a centerpiece for any advanced collection and a subject of intense market demand. The historical context of this coin is deeply intertwined with a pivotal moment at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1974, the U.S. Mint was preparing for a momentous change, the introduction of the bicentennial coinage to celebrate America's 200th anniversary the following year. The standard Washington quarter, designed by John Flanagan, was in its final year of its standard issue design. The Philadelphia Mint, as the main producer, did not use a mint mark on its coins during this period. However, this particular year is noted for the creation of special mint sets, which were struck on polished planchets and with sharper detail to satisfy collector demand in the absence of official proof sets, adding a layer of complexity and historical intrigue to the issues from that year. This quarter features the iconic and enduring design that has made the series a classic. The obverse presents a dignified left-facing portrait of President George Washington, based on the famous sculpture by Jean-Antoine Houdon, accompanied by the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse displays a majestic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing America's readiness for war but desire for peace, all set against a backdrop of 13 stars representing the original colonies. The coin's composition is a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, giving it a distinct metallic ring and weight of 5.67 grams. The rarity of the 1974 Philadelphia quarter in a valuable state is not found in its general mintage but in its condition and specific origin. The regular circulation strikes are exceedingly common, even in high grades. The true numismatic value is reserved for those exceptional examples that originated from the special mint sets. These coins were struck with greater care on polished planchets, giving them a sharper, satiny finish that closely resembles a proof coin. A coin from this set, especially in its original sealed packaging, represents the pinnacle of quality for the year and is exceedingly scarce in the marketplace, with pristine examples being the true prize for collectors. The market value for a standard circulated 1974 P quarter is purely face value, as they are ubiquitous. However, the narrative changes entirely for a specimen that can be verified as originating from the 1974 special mint set and is in superb condition. A coin from this set, certified as a perfect MS-70 by a top-tier grading service, can command impressive prices, typically ranging from $1,000 to $3,000 at auction, with exceptional examples potentially reaching even higher. This value is driven by its status as the highest quality version of the final pre-bicentennial quarter and its appeal to specialists who seek to complete top-tier sets. For collectors pursuing this coin, the paramount advice is to prioritize certification. Given that the visual difference between a brilliant uncirculated business strike and a special mint set coin can be subtle to the untrained eye, purchasing a coin already graded and encapsulated by NGC or PCGS is essential. This guarantees both the authenticity and the condition grade. It is highly recommended to focus on coins graded MS-66 or higher to ensure the quality justifies the investment. Acquiring such a piece from reputable auction houses or established dealers is the safest way to ensure a legitimate purchase. Proper stewardship is crucial for preserving the value of this numismatic treasure. Once acquired, the coin should remain in its protective, sonically sealed holder and be stored in a stable, climate-controlled environment away from direct sunlight, moisture, and harsh chemicals. Handling should be avoided entirely. If necessary, the holder should be held by its edges to prevent any oils or debris from affecting the surfaces. Engaging with numismatic communities and publications can also provide valuable insights into market trends and new opportunities. For the dedicated numismatist, the pursuit of a superlative example of this issue, particularly a gem-quality specimen certified as originating from the special mint set, represents the ultimate challenge and a crowning achievement for a specialized collection. The excitement of locating such a coin in a pristine, top-tier grade, with its satiny surfaces and sharp, wire-like rim details fully intact, is an experience that resonates deeply with enthusiasts who understand its profound narrative. This coin is not merely a collectible. It is a celebrated piece of minting history, a final, high-quality homage to the classic Washington quarter design before the patriotic fervor of the bicentennial era took hold, ensuring its status as a perennial blue-chip asset whose allure and market value remain exceptionally strong. The remarkable investment potential of this specific coin is undeniable, driven by a market that highly values both condition and provenance, where the chasm between a common circulated piece and a certified MS-69 or MS-70 special mint set example is not merely vast, but truly astronomical. This extreme disparity in value underscores a fundamental tenet of numismatics. Rarity is defined not solely by mintage figures, but by the survival of specimens in unparalleled states of preservation. Consequently, securing such a premium coin is considered a shrewd acquisition, representing a tangible asset with a proven history of appreciation that appeals to both astute collectors and investors seeking an alternative vehicle with both historical substance and significant financial upside. The 1974 no-mint mark Washington quarter from the special mint set represents a magnificent convergence of history, artistry, and extreme rarity in high grades. It is far more than mere currency. It is a tangible artifact from a year of transition, a testament to the mint's craftsmanship, and a cornerstone for serious collections. Its enduring appeal to numismatists worldwide is a testament to its status as a prized collectible and a sound investment, whose value and historical significance are sure to be appreciated for generations to come. And at the end, we're exploring the most expensive and rare, the 1990 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P mint mark. Though not often the first coin that comes to mind for casual collectors, has been steadily gaining recognition as a hidden treasure within U.S. coinage. To most, it may appear as just another common circulation piece, especially when found in a very dirty or heavily worn condition. However, numismatists who look deeper recognize that this coin represents more than pocket change. It embodies a specific cultural moment, reflects the enduring significance of the Washington Quarter series, and offers investment potential for those who understand the dynamics of scarcity and collector enthusiasm. Its reputation as a collectible has grown not only from its aesthetic and historical features, but also from its emerging role as a symbol of how modern coins can transcend their face value to become cultural and financial assets. Historically, the 1990 quarter marks an interesting stage in American numismatics. While not directly tied to a dramatic event like the bicentennial in 1976, it was minted at a time when the United States Mint was transitioning toward modernization and facing increasing scrutiny over production quality. The Philadelphia Mint, carrying on its legacy as the first U.S. minting facility, produced these coins in vast numbers. Yet, its association with milestones of American coinage history cannot be overlooked. In fact, some scholars note that the design continuity of the Washington quarter connects this 1990 issue back to the patriotic spirit of its 1932 introduction, commemorating the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. While not a product of the Royal Mint, its influence echoes broader global minting traditions where coinage was used not only for commerce, but also as instruments of national identity and continuity. The artistry of the 1990 quarter deserves close inspection. On the obverse, John Flanagan portrait of George Washington continues to convey dignity, strength, and leadership, qualities that have helped secure the design's iconic place in U.S. numismatic history. The reverse, still depicting the heraldic eagle, symbolizes America's sovereignty and resilience. With a weight of 5.67 grams, a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, it carries the standard technical specifications of modern quarters. Yet, the true craftsmanship lies in how such a simple design has endured decades while still carrying symbolic weight. Even in very dirty or circulated condition, the motifs remain identifiable, reminding collectors of the enduring nature of U.S. coin iconography. Scarcity is a key factor in understanding why the 1990 Philadelphia quarter has begun to attract collector interest. While tens of millions were minted, the reality is that few survive in pristine condition, and varieties, particularly striking errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or weak strikes, can command significant premiums. Circulation wears almost universal, but paradoxically, this condition does not erase its appeal. Even heavily used examples can hold collector value if they represent rare error varieties or come with documented provenance. The scarcity, then, is not in the raw numbers, but in the combination of condition, quality of strike, and rarity of varieties that make certain pieces stand out. Market value reflects these dynamics in striking ways. A typical dirty or heavily circulated 1990 Philadelphia quarter might be worth little more than face value to the untrained eye. However, higher-grade examples graded MS66 or MS67 can sell for $1,500 to $4,000, while rare errors or unusual strikes can reach into the thousands depending on the buyer and market conditions. Auction records show consistent demand for well-preserved or anomalous pieces, and trends suggest that as modern coin collectors mature, these late 20th century issues are receiving greater recognition. The coin's investment appeal lies precisely in this growing demand and the finite supply of high-grade survivors. For collectors considering the 1990 quarter, knowledge is essential. Identifying genuine examples requires close attention to detail, especially when dealing with potential error coins or unusual features. Certification from reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC can add significant value, providing both authentication and protection for the long term. Preservation remains important even for coins found in dirty condition, as cleaning improperly can drastically reduce value. Collectors are advised to store coins in protective holders, document provenance, and remain aware of emerging varieties that may not have been widely cataloged yet. Beyond numbers and grades, the cultural symbolism of the 1990 Philadelphia quarter is noteworthy. It represents a continuity of American identity through coinage, linking Washington's enduring legacy to the everyday lives of citizens who use this coin daily. It serves as a reminder of how ordinary objects can become symbols of shared history and values. For collectors, this symbolic dimension adds depth, making the pursuit of such coins more than a financial exercise. It becomes a way of preserving and interpreting cultural memory. From an investment standpoint, the 1990 quarter highlights the value of foresight. Collectors who recognize the importance of modern issues before the broader market does often benefit from significant appreciation later. As the numismatic community continues to embrace post-1965 clad coinage as a legitimate area of serious study, coins like the 1990 Philadelphia quarter will likely gain prominence. Its value is not only tied to rarity or condition, but also to the evolving tastes of collectors who see cultural and historical resonance in coins that others may dismiss. For those who specialize in building comprehensive Washington quarter collections, the 1990 Philadelphia issue plays a crucial role as a bridge between earlier silver-based designs and the later state quarters program that transformed U.S. coin collecting in the late 1990s. Its position at the cusp of this transition adds to its cultural and numismatic weight, as it reflects both the stability of the traditional design and the approaching shift to commemorative coinage that would captivate millions of new collectors. This transitional status, combined with the growing recognition of clad-era rarities, ensures that the 1990 quarter is not only a desirable piece in its own right, but also an essential marker in the broader narrative of American coinage. The 1990 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia Mint mark represents much more than a common piece of change. It stands at the intersection of history, artistry, scarcity, and market dynamics. Its reputation as a collectible is reinforced not only by its tangible qualities, but also by its symbolic role in American culture. Even in dirty or circulated condition, it has an appeal that extends beyond face value, offering both a link to national heritage and an opportunity for thoughtful investment. For numismatists who value coins as cultural artifacts and financial assets, the 1990 Philadelphia quarter holds lasting significance and promises continued relevance in the years ahead.